Listen up, boys and girls. If you're a Mug Club subscriber, you should be watching this show on Mug Club on Locals and not Rumble. Click the link in the description below to go there and watch the full episode without interruption. And if you're only watching on Rumble, subscribe now and get twice as much of me like my wife does in Crowder's show and a lot more. Thank you.
Watch your fat fucking mouth.
Wow. Nice greeting.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
What the fuck, Christopher?
How are you, folks? Hey, don't be fooled. Let me start that. I have some white whiskers here that, I don't know, where the light's hitting. It looks like I have milk on my upper lip or cocaine. At this age, probably milk. Yep. That's true. I cut my cocaine with powdered milk. How you doing, folks? Hope you had a great 4th. Haven't seen you in a while. Holy shit, I'm sounding like a real host. I had a good... my wife has long COVID, folks. And it makes for a long fucking week. What? Cut. No, but she's got it bad. I remember, did we talk about Mark Bavaro? He wrote a piece about him having COVID, and it attacked everything. His mind, he was thinking about committing suicide. He was so depressed, couldn't get out of bed. And my wife had a touch of that. And it's reoccurring. She'll finally get better for a couple months, and then it'll come back. So he had all kinds of blood tests done and shit. And I found her a special, and he's like one of the leading voices on long COVID, the doctor. And he's right here in Savannah. This town is the fucking best, I swear to God. I'll probably get there. He's sitting on a donkey, fucking, cow shit in his... Anyways... So, yeah, I haven't been, I got to be honest with you, I haven't been 100% since I got COVID like 3 times. I feel like I aged, whatever. But it affects her sleep, everything. She was having trouble hearing me at one point. So, found her a great doctor here. We'll see what happens. They do red light therapy, and they do something called Zofin. They give you IV. And what's in the IV is they get cells from amniotic fluid from women who have cesarean sections. And there's nucleotides and proteins in that. And they give you like 2 IVs a day, every other day for a week or whatever. And I read all about it, and he's having good success. But I hope there's a fix to it because, she has to deal with this the rest of her life. I'm getting a Japanese blow-up doll. No talk back to me. I'll slap the fucking yellow out of you. Anyhow, I don't know why I started that, but because it was the 4th of July. And oh boy, do you hear that? The Polish are at it again. Made Chinese ribs on the 4th of July in a slow car. I'm sorry, man. I'm never going to have Chinese ribs in a restaurant again. Jesus Christ, what a find. I'll show you guys how to make them, but it won't work. It'll only take, because the setup is only 8 minutes, and all the time is in the slow cooker. And even if we fucking edit, what am I going to dance and shit?
Yes.
The hell I said yes, if you didn't hear that. All right, I've killed enough time. Let's get to it. And what did I say? Hate to be a know-it-all. What have I been saying since, I'd say about, I don't know, a year into Biden's, after the 3rd time we saw him fall or do a gap. It literally was about a year into his, and I said, this guy is not going to be the nominee. I've been saying it for a long time. You can go back and look at the shows. And I'm surprised if we wake up tomorrow and he's still the nominee. Because all the shit's caving in on him. Their plan is backfiring. The fucking media. We should be furious about how the media has lies to about his health. It's unbelievable. Between fucking Russiagate, the laptop, this. They should be arrested, these fucks. Anyways, One guy who's trying to be honest, David Axelrod, bitch slaps Biden over the weekend. Former President Barack Obama's ex, remember him? Grow the mustache back. Holy shit. Obama's ex-top strategist on Sunday bluntly laid out the grim state of President Biden's reelection bid. Here's what he had to say. Roll the tape.
There are certain immutable facts of life, and those were painfully obvious on that
like
debate
your lips,
stage.
lady.
And the president just doesn't he hasn't come to grips with it. He's not winning this race. He's more likely, if you just look at the data and talk to people around the country, political people around the country.
They don't care what people have to say.
It's more likely that he'll lose by a landslide than win narrowly.
Amen. There's the truth from a guy who knows. Remember, he was Obama's lead strategist when Doofus was the vice president. Did we talk about him? No. Since we've been together, him calling himself the first black woman, vice president or something. Right there. Anyway, Obama has publicly stood behind Biden during the Democratic uproar, which is interesting, over the president's disastrous debate performance against GOP foe Donald Trump last month. I guess Obama feels, hey, this guy, he was my VP, at least. But even he said, remember, even Obama said like a couple years ago, no, before Joe got elected, while he was running, Obama said, don't underestimate Joe Biden fucking things up, whatever. But Axelrod has long sounded the alarms over voter unease about Biden's age, and his public consternations have reportedly rankled the president. If the stakes are as large as Biden says, by the way, this is shit that Fox has been saying. You can shit all over Fox. Greg Gutfeld made this point a long time ago. If the stakes are as large as Biden says they are, in other words, democracy's on the ballot, and I believe they are, Axelrod says, then he really needs to consider what the right thing to do, which is what Gutfeld's been saying for a while. If you really believe the fucking planet's going to blow up if Trump is the president, why would you put this old doddering man if you really believe that? They're just fucking corrupt to the core. Even Joe Rogan's coming around. I mean, he sounds more right-wing than I do. Him and another lib. Who was it? They were making fun of Biden and shit. Whatever. It's just refreshing. But again, when we'd say shit like that, people would laugh at in your face and you're a fascist and all this shit. I'm so fucking tired. Axelrod previously ripped Biden's debate performance as woeful and penned an op-ed for CNN that summed up the president's later major televised post-debate interview with ABC's favorite Greek midget, Stephanopoulos. Axelrod described it as denial, delusion, and a defiance.
Yes, sir.
Biden seemed to deny where he is in the race. He seems not to grasp what is the big concern that people have, Axelrod reflected about Biden's interview Friday. Axelrod took note of how former NFL star Tom Brady, was a good point, won a Super Bowl just a few years ago, but isn't playing football anymore because of his age. In his 40s. Yeah. I mean, two different jobs, but yes, he knew enough. But it's the idiots around him, Nobody has it's kids. You ever see their speech writers? Yeah. Speaking of the interview with Stephanopoulos, President Biden gave the most important TV interview of his career, not this past Friday before. Biden spoke to George Stephanopoulos of ABC News for 22 minutes during a campaign trip to Wisconsin. This didn't go very well. This was supposed to shore up people who were like, oh, no, that debate. This is supposed to be, him. Once again, ABC and Stephanopoulos step in to suck dick. But this is how you know that, and we've been saying this on this show for a while, even the left knows, some of them at least have the balls to admit. Axelrod admitted that shit like a year ago. But now they're circling the wagons. And when Stephanopoulos does this, it actually asks tough questions. Something's up. Here's a little of that interview that was supposed to help him.
Did you ever watch the debate afterwards?
I don't think I did, no.
Well, what I want to get at is, what were you experiencing?
How do you not remember if you watched something? See, he's just a fucking... And if he's not... I mean, it's either lying or his brain is fried. Either way, I don't think so. But if he won that debate, he'd go, I remember that. Of course I did. I watched it over and over again. Who are you debating? I have no fucking idea. Go ahead, stupid.
You were going through the debate. Did you know how badly it was going?
Yeah, look. The whole way I prepared, nobody's fault, mine. Nobody's fault but mine.
But.
I prepared what I usually would do, sitting down, as I did come back with foreign leaders or the National Security Council, for explicit detail. And I realized about partway through that, I get quoted, the New York Times had me down at 10 points before the debate, 9 now, or whatever the hell it is. The fact of the matter is that what I looked at is that he also lied 28 times. The way the debate ran, not my fault, no one else's. No one else's.
But it seemed like you were having trouble from the first question in.
Ooh.
Even before he
How
spoke.
dare you little Greek motherfucker.
Well, I just had a bad night.
You could have said that 8 minutes ago. Instead of going, but the way it ran and Trump lied, but my fault, yuck. Put the guy down. Put him out the pasture. I'd say out the stub, but he's going to fuck a fence post. There were two dramatic possibilities for the interview. One was a seismic gaffe from Biden that would end his political career. Like the 3 cartwheels he's done and falling off his bike and fucking 9,400 verbal mistakes isn't enough. That would end his political career. Or the other performance so strong it would hush his detractors and stabilize his position. Neither one of those happened. So you know what?
All right, get out.
That's everybody. Hey, second half of the show. Once again, Caitlin Clark is having shade thrown her way by black commentary, black broadcasters, the other black play, just like Jason Whitlock. Is it Whitlock? Said she was going to face this fucking hatred. I didn't know it was going to be so out in the open there. And what else do we got? A radio station, Philly. They fired a woman who interviewed Biden, and it was shocking why they had to can her, and she was black, so it had to be pretty bad. Hey, get full episodes of the Nick DiPaolo Show and Louder with the Crowder 4 days a week. Brian Callen and Mr. Guns and Gear weekly, and exclusive live streams with Alex Jones for $9 monthly or $89 annually. That's exclusively on Mud Club, so sign up now. And for you listeners out there, we are now uploading the complete audio version of the show in addition to the video, so watchers can access the video version as normal. And we thank you for being fans. Get some good numbers. Show's actually picking up nice. Hey, boys and girls, head over to nickdip.com to get exclusive hats, T-shirts, hoodies, and more. It's yet another way for you to support the show and look sexy at the same time. You can also get signed copies of my previous specials and all of the Nicka shirts. Just go to nickdip.com and click on store. Again, that's nickdip.com, click on store. Thank you guys so much. See you soon. Again, I got a little blonde Hitler thing going. Can you see that, Della? Yep. Let's stay on politics. Come on, we haven't been together for 8. A lot of shit happened. Dems have a new idea to beat Trump, and I gotta be honest with you. I read it, and I think it's their only way out. I had a great point, so much so to help them out. I didn't want to say it, but I was on Crowder last time I was there. And I mentioned how I thought Alex Jones was on he zoomed into the show. And I said to Alex, how about we're talking about who could replace him? And I say Newsom can't. He's a fucking car wreck defending his record, whatever. I thought it had to be a kind of a high-profile liberal guy, who has some business sense, who's accomplished something in life, who's made something of their life. Because none of those politicians that we talk about are Democrat. They've never done anything with their life. So I thought of that Schultz guy, because he's kind of liberal. Remember, is his name Schultz? The guy, the CEO of fucking Starbucks. I want to say Schultz. Or was it Klink? I don't know, you idiot. I thought he's a billionaire. smart guy and socially liberal. And maybe Bezos. Again, he's more, but accomplished, successful billionaires. So they could say, well, you know, Trump's a billionaire, so is this guy, whatever. I hope they don't use this. I'll have to hang myself. Or Mark Cuban. Somebody like that. Somebody with a big yap. But they're too smart to get into politics. Anyways. Democrats are offering an optimistic plan that would involve the president stepping down as the nominee and falling on his face and fracturing his fucking skull. Good night. And the party announcing a Blitz primary. It's right out of George Allen of the Redskins playbook. A Blitz primary process ahead of the August convention. They're going to say, Joe, they're going to knock on his door.
All right, get out.
Well, why do I got to get out? Is there a map? The proposal is the work of Rosa Parks, the black woman who sat on a bus like a motherfucker. No. Rosa Brooks, a Georgetown University law professor, she came up with this, and another guy who served in the Obama-Clinton administration, so she's a true lib, and as a volunteer policy advisor to the Biden campaign in 2020 in Ted Dintersmith. Yeah, that's all I hear. Look at him. He's got a collection of baby shoes in his attic. A venture capitalist and education philanthropist who has donated to various Democrat campaigns. Their idea goes something like this, according to a memo shared with Semaphore, that's the publication, that has been circulated to Democratic donors and bundlers, so they're serious, as well as officials within the Biden campaign and administration. This made more sense than what they are. Boy, did this thing blow up in their face. I'm so happy about it. Biden would step down, good luck with that, as the Democrat nominee in mid-July, they say.
Bye-bye, dickhead.
And announce the new system with backing from Vice President Kamala Harris. That's a strike. Potential candidates would have a few days to throw their respective hats in the ring. The Democratic Party then would begin a primary sprint in which the 6 candidates who received the most votes from delegates pledge to run positive-only campaigns in the month leading up to the convention. And I think that's where you'd hit a snag with the AOCs and the squad and all these far fucking left Marxist whores, Bernie Sanders, Warren, Pelosi. What? No negative campaigning? That's all they got. They can't campaign on his record. Try making that positive. They're calling it the Blitz primary. It would involve weekly forums with each candidate moderated by cultural icons, big Mike Obama, Oprah, and Taylor Swift. So 2 black guys and a white chick. Oprah, yeah, whatever. And Taylor Swift. I see what he's doing here because, you know what I mean? They are hooked in with Hollywood and talk about huge followings, but it sounds crazy. Are among the names floated in the memo. They told Hillary about it, and she said, in order to engage voters. The nominee boy, nothing says an informed voter like Oprah or fucking, what's her name? Taylor Swift's crowd. The nominee would ultimately be chosen by the delegates using ranked choice voting, whatever the fuck that is, before the start of the Chicago convention on August 19th. It would be announced with plenty of fanfare on the 3rd day of the gathering. Hey, thought this out. The memo imagines the nominee unveiled on stage with Biden. Again, if he's around, Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. And they're going to dig up, what's his name, the Jew broad, the judge.
Or roll out Jimmy Carter.
No, something will break off. He's still alive. Toughest man ever, I swear on my mother's eyes. Who goes into hospice and stays there for 2 years? According to its authors, the country would be captivated. Donations would pour in. You're having a wet dream. And Biden would be celebrated as a modern-day George Washington. What an insult. Thank you. Well put, my friend. What an insult to George Washington. So that's the plan. It's not that, look, they don't have many more options. That's about the most sane thing I've heard from the left. But that part about just running positive campaign, What those two people are saying who put this plan together is, all you guys are doing is saying Trump's Hitler. He's bad. Democracy's there. Because they got nothing. They can't run on stupid's record. Fucking worst president. That's not hyperbole when Trump says it. People on the left are thinking it. And the numbers are showing it. They don't have many exits, man. That sounds, again, but you inject Taylor Swift and Michelle Obama into him, you're in deep shit. And meanwhile, Biden's still today going, I'm going to be there. He had another call to some radio station. Somebody will be getting canned there, too. They didn't ask the questions I told them to. Schmuck on wheels. What am I, a schmuck on wheels? It's Maury from Goodfellas. 4 points over the Vic. I never agreed. Fuck him. Fuck him in his ear. Fucking Mick bastard. All righty, kids. Before I move on, for those of you guys on Mug Club, stick around for the second half of the show. Everybody else, go to nickdip.com and join to get my full show, Steven Crowder's full show, and a whole lot more. I already told you it's involved. You do get a ton for your money. And it's people who make a difference. Crowder's show, they have like a Project Veritas thing they do that's broken a couple national. Alex Jones, he's going through. You talk about somebody they're trying to destroy, just following his life and the balls this guy has is so interesting, and a whole lot more. And while you're at nickdip.com, click on the tour button and see where I'll be touring. Here you go. August 9th. That's, here we are, about a month away already. I was going, that's a fun. Nope. August 9th, Jacksonville Center for the Performing Arts. I will be there. That's a Friday night, I believe. And the next night, August 10th, I'll be at the Gas South Theater in Duluth, Georgia. Not far from Atlanta, by the way. And I noticed that. I saw a clip of the Braves game yesterday. And in the outfield, it said Gas South. There was a sign in the outfield, which I'm guessing is a big company, right? And I don't think they were promoting a theater at the fucking ball game because, fags in baseball. Well, on bat night, they like it.
Hi. Good night, everybody.
I won't take all that they hand me down and make out I smile though I wear a frown. And I'm not gonna take it all lying down, 'cause once I get started, I go to town. 'Cause I'm not like everybody else, no, I'm not like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else, well, I'm not like everybody else. And I don't wanna live my life like everybody else. And I don't wanna be destroyed like everybody else. And I don't wanna get a job like everybody else. 'Cause I'm not like everybody else.